Hey guys, again, not the best angle in the world, but I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can. This Jeep just does not have a good place to put any type of phone holder. If I put it up on the dash, it's all over the place because you guys are too bumpy. If I put you in the vents, these vents are they move so easily that if I go over a bump, it just falls. And I already have a slight crack in the corner of my phone, and I don't know where that even came from, and I don't want to aggravate that crack by hitting it again. So anyway, just thought I would pop on here. It is August 30th. It is 6:34 in the morning. As you can see, it's still pretty bright out, end of August. But I know that September is, right here. It's in our faces. So I just wanted to talk about a little bit about my summer, a little bit about September, a little bit about everything kind of coming to an end for summer, things like that. So, as you know, if you've watched me long enough, I know some people hate when you say that, if you've watched me long enough. Anyway, over the summer, a lot of changes happened. So I started the summer with the full-on expectation that I would be returning to the school that I was in last as the behavior intervention specialist. Several reasons. Reason number one was that I was no longer eligible to be an assistant principal in the county that I worked in at the time. And I was in dispute about that, which was not going to make my case, argue with them and you're not going to win, that kind of thing. I had applied for the county that I work in now, that I live in, years ago, and I had originally gotten a letter saying I didn't get into the pool. Then when I got my feedback conference, the human resource person said, "Oh no, you're in. Somebody added your scores wrong." Great. But then for 3 odd years, I never got an interview. Not one. And the reason behind that was that even after he said to me, you're in, he never changed it in any type of system for people to know that they could interview me. So, needless to say, it's been a long 3-year journey to get to this place. So, anyway, this summer, knowing that I was not in the first pool, so I wouldn't be interviewing for any of those jobs, and figuring that even though I was in the other pool, I wasn't going to get any interviews, because at the time I didn't know that they hadn't switched me the way it was supposed to be done, so I just assumed I didn't get any interviews. And then all of a sudden the interviews started popping. Like, I started getting interview after interview after interview. So at first I thought, oh, I'm getting all these interviews, there was even a point where, as I was walking out of one of the interviews, which I knew was a really good interview, the HR person said, "I would suspect that I am going to be calling you today to offer you this job." And I said, fantastic. Well, that was a Friday. Didn't hear from him Friday. Didn't hear from him Monday. Didn't hear from him Tuesday. Finally, I sent an email saying, "Hey, you kind of said this on the way out. You gave me some positive feedback. I thought that, maybe I should check in. Did I miss something?" So he asked me to call him, and I did. I called him on a Wednesday, was retiring on Friday. And he basically, straight up honest, said, this is what happened. I thought you had the job. But the principal decided to go a different direction. So it had gotten to the point where I was interviewing and it felt like a waste of time. Knowing I was doing these fantastic interviews and just not getting it, and keep getting told the interview was fantastic, you should keep going. So the interview for the school that I'm in now, so the cutoff unofficial date for hiring an assistant principal is like July 15th. So we scheduled a vacation for the week of July 15th, figuring if I didn't have one, I was going to be back as a behavior specialist. The Friday before we left for vacation, I got the interview, meaning I got invited to the interview. And the interview was on Tuesday during my vacation. Now, luckily, my vacation is about 2 hours away. Norm and I actually like to spend time in the car together. So we went to our vacation on Monday, had a beach day, hung out on the boardwalk, came all the way back on Tuesday, interviewed. As I was leaving the interview, they said, and I told them that I had come back from vacation. And as I was leaving the interview, they said, give us about 2 hours and we'll be in touch either way. I thought the interview went really well, so I walked out. And Norm said, what do you want me to do? Do you want to hang out for 2 hours, go get lunch, go to the house, feed the dogs, whatever? Or do you want me to head back to the vacation? And I said, assuming that it would be just like everything else, head back. They're not going to call. And if they do call, I didn't get the job. He said, okay, good. So we got about 2 exits away from where we were, and they called. And I thought, wow, they're being really nice to call and tell me that you didn't get it, go ahead back to the beach, right? I honestly thought that that's what they were calling to say. But they didn't. They called and offered me the job. So then, of course, I go to the beach. We go to the beach on Wednesday. I can't get any type of comfortable because I've got all this stuff I've got to do, right? I got to get transcripts. I've got to get, proof of employment, all this stuff I had to get. And I only had a couple of weeks to do it. So we were only supposed to stay till Thursday anyway. We stayed on the beach all day Wednesday and left Wednesday night. So I'm telling you all this to tell you this. My emotions this summer were everywhere. Starting with resignation of I'm not going to get any further in my career than where I am right now as far as behavior intervention. It's just not in the cards. And sometimes I feel like as soon as you give up, it's when it happens. So I had kind of resigned myself to that. Norm and I had even talked for a little bit about me possibly going part-time next year, not this school year, but next year. And he said, yeah. He said, if you can find something doing like 0.5, do it. And I was even thinking like what they call a 0.7, which means you'd work everything but one day. I considered doing that. And then, that was the first, if you will, eating hurdle. I was watching Classically Molly the other day, and she said, I can't find anything in my past that I can point to food, to like, this is why I eat. I'm the same way. And then she said, I celebrate with food. I commiserate with food. I pass the time with food. I do that too. And there's no real reason. It's just when I'm feeling an emotion, I eat it. Right? So, first starting with the relief in a way of letting it all go and saying, I don't care what happens this summer. I'm probably not going to get any interviews anyway. So let's go ahead and just enjoy the summer. I had literally decided not to do one school thing this summer. Normally I spend so much time at school or in leadership conferences or, doing all these other things that I just wasn't going to do it. I said, I'm going to enjoy my summer. So luckily I did enjoy the first half because it was my last. So after the feeling of, resignation, resigned to the fact that this was where I was, so sorry about the bumpy bumps. Then there was the feeling of every time I got an interview, the celebration. Every time I got rejected, the rejection. Then, of course, I got the job, and we celebrated that for a good long time. And then, like I've said before, in the summer is Norm's birthday. It's our anniversary. So, lots and lots of celebratory things happened this summer. It's vacation, any excuse I could find to eat, and then any excuse I could find this summer, for the first summer in a very long time, I had a few beverages, adult beverages. I'm not a big adult beverage person, but this summer I had a few more than I have in the past few summers. So my summer weight-wise was not fantastic. When I started the summer, I said I want to lose 10 pounds. I started the summer at 175 pounds. Well, I got the 10 pounds right, but I went in the wrong direction. So I gained 10 pounds. I was 185 pounds at the beginning of last week. I am now 182.2, so I've lost about 3 pounds. Most of that has been from eating at home and the amount of walking I do in a day in my job. Yesterday I got 14,000 steps. Not even trying. So I've got to be really careful. They had an ice cream truck at my job yesterday, by the way, guys. Let me just tell you, this school in this community is so great that I got, this week alone, there was McDonald's breakfast provided to us. There was pizza and salad provided to us. There has been candy. There have been desserts. There have been cookies and brownies. And yesterday there was Mrs. Twist, which was a soft serve ice cream truck that I could order anything I wanted. You don't understand, guys. If I wanted a banana split, I could order it and it was free. I could have it. So I did get ice cream. A lot of it has been a social game because, people bond over food. And I'm still meeting teachers. I'm still learning their names. I'm still trying to get through, what class they teach, that kind of thing. So I when they have pizza and whatnot, I try to go and sit and enjoy. And I don't want to be that person who's like, oh, I can't eat that, because there are several people who are like that, and it makes people angry, and I don't want to I don't know. And I know it's my plan, and I should be able to say, oh, I don't want to, and without being a snotty whatever. But I've gotten better. The problem is, if I was able to go to a group of people who were eating pizza and say, oh, I'm just not going to, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy your company, wouldn't need Weight Watchers. So this week has been crazy with that. Next week should be a little better. Kids will be back. People won't have time to go out and get food and whatnot. Norm and I we love to eat out and in restaurants, and we do it quite often. I would say the majority of the nights we eat out. And that has been really hard. That has, for a long time, I was able to maintain doing that. And then I got sick of salad and sick of chicken. Sorry, I'm in a tunnel. I hope you can still hear me. I got sick of, not having French fries and not having a burger. And on top of that, on vacation, I had ice cream and chocolate-covered strawberries and whatever I wanted because A, I was celebrating, and B, it was vacation. And I was a little sick of feeling deprived. Like, I was tired of doing all the work, all the behave myself, and then not losing any weight. And that led to me sabotaging myself by not doing the work and gaining the weight. So one day, Norm and I started talking about restaurant food and how we're discovering that all restaurant food has started to kind of taste the same. If I get a salad at Applebee's and I get a salad at, another restaurant, they taste the same. If I get a steak, it's hit or miss. Unless you go to Ruth's Chris, I'll stand by that. But no matter where we went, we were finding ourselves very unsatisfied by our choices. So we decided to do kind of an experiment this week. On Sunday, I prepared pork chops. I marinated them so that they could be eaten. We had actually gotten some crab cakes already made from a gourmet grocery store, some bacon wrapped scallops, and some mac and cheese. Now, that doesn't sound like a make at home diet dinner, because it wasn't. But it was 2 crab cakes, 1 for him, 1 for me. Not 4 crab cakes, 2 for him, 2 for me. It was no bread, no dessert. It was that kind of, yes, it's still decadent, but we don't have all the entrapments of being in the restaurant. No chips and salsa, that kind of thing. Tuesday, we made pork chops and roasted fingerling potatoes and broccoli. And again, I ate a good helping of potatoes. I didn't just say, I have to have this little bit. I ate what I wanted. And then Wednesday, I made baked ziti. And again, it's homemade baked ziti, so I'm able to tell what's in it and the points. But I didn't make the turkey meat or the whole wheat pasta. I mean, I made full-on baked ziti with whole ricotta, and I ate 2 good helpings of that with garlic bread, and I still lost weight. Yesterday I did have the ice cream, but then I didn't have dinner because I was so busy at work that when I came home, I had a cup or 2 of popcorn, the Skinny Pop, and a handful of cashews, and that was it. And so my September goals, as much as I hate the thought of it, are going to be to really try to continue to eat at home, at least, a chunk of the week. Today's Friday, we know we're not eating at home tonight. Saturday, we're having people over because it's Labor Day kind of weekend. Sunday, I'll meal prep for the week, and then Monday is Labor Day, and we're planning on going to a festival, and so I won't, we'll eat there. So I'll prep Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which has kind of been the thing. I've been thinking if I can prep 3 meals a week and all my lunches, that's kind of where my brain is, I guess. I would like to do a better job of that this week. Last week it was kind of a catch as catch can. I knew that he wanted ziti, and I knew he wanted pork chops. So, it was just us going through the supermarket like we had never seen a supermarket before. Well, let's get some peppers. Well, let's get some whatever. And we used it all. I mean, I'm not upset about that, but we definitely need to plan better. So my goal for September is to get back down to my plateau weight, which was 175. In the very beginning of my Weight Watchers adventure, 175 was my goal. And once I hit 175, I realized I wanted to be lower, but 175 was my original goal. So I'm trying to get back down to that. We're going to call that my short-term goal. And I'm going to do that by eating at home. I'm not going to go crazy about, I'm eating at home and it's got to be chicken and vegetable, or, I'm eating at home and I'm going to just make food that my family likes and eat it and count it, and then my day I'm going to keep it low points. Because Carly's been eating at home more. I'm trying to save some money. She's in college right now, paramedic school. So she's been coming home for dinner. And then that's goal number one, is to get back down to 175 by eating at home, making sure my lunches are, solidly healthy. I mean, I had Weight Watchers cheese, like the string cheese, wrapped in very, very thin sliced prosciutto this week for lunch. Several times, and it was delish, and I felt like I was having a snacky lunch, which is the kind of lunch I like. So that's my goal, is like really get my eating back under control. Norm and I are going away again in September. Not this weekend, but next weekend. But it's only Friday and Saturday night. Will I indulge while I'm there? 100%. But I'm going to try to keep my indulgence to a minimum. Like last time we were on vacation, I literally ate 2 ice cream cones right in a row. I ate one, it was so good, I ate another. Not going to do that. That's my first one, is really getting my food in check. The other one is to track every day. I have gotten into a really bad habit of tracking half of my day, and then in my head saying, it doesn't matter, because, so I'm out of weeklies, like, I'm not right now, but this has been the thing. So let's say I'm out of my weeklies, right? I get to dinner and I say, all right, let's track dinner, and I track a little bit of it, and then I go back and get more, and I'm like, so I should track that, but why track it? Because I'm already out of weeklies and I've eaten it, so it really doesn't count. I mean, it counts, but I could track it all day long, and all I'm going to have is negative weeklies, so just don't even worry about it. Well, when I don't worry about it, I eat more of it. So I got to be back to religious tracking. I've really got to get my mindset out of Monday again. This was my biggest thing when I first started doing this, was that I will wait till Monday. You know what I mean? Well, on Monday I'll start my diet. I even had someone say to me this week, oh my gosh, don't start a diet this week. Start it next week when the kids come back, because it's easier. This week it's all about treats. Well, I didn't start my diet this week. I was continuing my diet this week. And, I can't get into that mindset. I wanted to say, yeah, you're right. I should wait until September 1st, which is why I waited so long to try to kind of come up with my September goals. Because I felt like if I said, well, these are my September goals, I might as well end August with a bang. I knew better, because I also know that I'm going away in September, the second week of September, and in my head, what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, oh, you know what? I'll just wait till after that to start. There's always an after, right? There's always wait till after this, and before I know it, it'll be Christmas and Thanksgiving. And when I started Weight Watchers, The only 2 days I went off program was Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I gave myself permission to do that. I need to get back into that mindset and out of the mindset of, I messed up, I'll start again on Monday. No, if I mess up, I start again the very next thing. But I gotta track. So eating at home more, tracking my food. My water intake has been really good, and I'll tell you why. We have I finally found the water bottle that I like, and I bought 2 of them. They were 98 cents at Walmart, and I'm totally going to get more when I go back. But it's just this. It's this simple bottle, and it is perfect because I can throw it in my bag. I can put the water in it. I can throw some Mio or whatever in it, shake it up, and I'm good to go. And I can carry it around because it's small and it won't spill because it has a lid, and it doesn't have a straw. Straws have been freaking me out lately in the tumblers because of how gross they get inside. So my water intake is good. I'm going to keep that up. So sorry about the lighting. So like what I said is I'm going to eat at home, right? So that's goal number 1, eat more at home. Goal number 2 is to track every single day, honestly. Goal number 3 is to stop the indulgences, not stop them. I can't say stop them because if I say that, I'm going to make myself nuts, is to limit the indulgences. I don't need an indulgence every day. I don't need wine and a dessert. I don't need, I don't need to celebrate every. I don't need to commiserate every. So I really am just going to start looking at my program like I did when I first started the program and get excited about it. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm so sorry about the bumpies. I'm going to tell you why I'm kind of going back to basics here. First of all, because basics worked for me. Second of all, because I am watching all of my YouTuber friends kind of jump ship at this point. And I mean no disrespect. But they've gone to keto, they've gone to Noom, they've gone to, just I'm going to track calories, like whatever. And I am getting to the point where I'm starting to think maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to leave Weight Watchers for a while. But right now, to be honest, I don't have the time to research or to figure out exactly what I want to do. So what I know and what I have time to play around with in my head is Weight Watchers, because I know the program so well. I don't have to really, I can go on autopilot, if you will, as long as I keep it simple. So that's my goal. And my weight loss goal for September is to get back in 175. So hopefully when I talk to you later this month, I will be able to say, yep, I am halfway there. So I am at work, and I will talk to you guys fairly soon. I have a really hard time doing what I ate in a day videos because being new to this job, it feels stupid. But I'll try to get one in maybe this weekend. Hopefully you guys are doing great. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Hope all is well, and we'll chat soon.